Hello everyone and welcome to the inaugural Wine and Words. This month I read Bell Hooks' All About Love paired with this affordable Wolf Blass, a red wine straight from South Australia via Tesco's for the affordable price of £8, I believe. Unfortunately it is already finished, but that is a positive indicator of how tasty it was. I have a few other adjectives to describe this red wine. However, I will leave the description. I will leave a link in the description bar. Let's get into the book. If you see me looking down, I've got some notes down here. So to summarise, Bell Hooks uses her razor sharp pen to answer the question, what is love? In 13 concise chapters, she examines her own search for emotional connection and society's failure to provide a model for learning to love. She digs into the false idea that love is infused with sex and desire, and the book journeys through like a diverse range of love. So romantic love, biblical love, our relationship with death, the impact of our childhood relationships, and she offers a proactive new ethic for a society stricken with lovelessness. At just over 200 pages, this book is really compact. The friendly font size makes it easy to read. Undoubtedly, this book has quotables. Miss Hooks has punchlines. It is like listening to your favourite rapper and you hear that sentence or that lyric that makes you say, hey! For example, real G's move in silence like lasagna, or when Drake said, the square root of 69 is 8 something. Come on, tell me you felt it. Tell me you felt it in the description bar. And if you didn't, perhaps it wasn't the best illustration I could pluck, but it's still valid. Now, Bell Hooks, her lines, her quotables are literally so direct that at one point, if you are suffering from lovelessness, you will feel as though she has provided the medicine or the antidote to your problem, or perhaps just a punch in the face to wake up. You know, I love Bell Hooks' wordplay, and her quotables will be valid for decades to come. Now, there's one chapter in particular that made my eyes, my eyebrows and my ears all pluck up in interest, and this is Justice childhood love lessons. And for context, she is at a party with mainly well-educated, well-paid professionals, and they are having a conversation about parenting and beating your children. And I quote, as one man bragged about the aggressive beatings he had received from his mother, sharing that they had been good for him, I interrupted and suggested that he might not be the misogynistic woman hater that he is today if he had not been brutally beaten by a woman as a child. And she goes on to argue that no one can claim to be loving while behaving abusively. And then she continues, which is quite common within our culture, and she continues to push this conversation from an angle that I had never explored or even considered until that moment I read the paragraph. So I'll leave the rest for you to read. But what are your thoughts on parental punishment? To summarise, reading this book, I fell back in love with love. I've had some of my principles confirmed, and I have a point of reference to add weight to my discussions on love. I've found a language to express love, and I've been educated. Perhaps more importantly, I now have a way of acknowledging and identifying love, both in practice and in theory. So this book gets a solid 5 out of 5 from me. It was my first time reading Bell Hooks, and it was a great introduction to her literature, and I will certainly be reading more. So that is it. That's it from me. Peace and love in every language.